I just made a thread about this, but I'm gonna say it in a video. SHEIN, SHEIN is obviously the CCP. Um, they have this game, Puppy Keep, right? It's basically like a slot machine in the sense you play this dumb game. It's very rote. There's no challenge to it. It's slot machine like, but while you're playing it, it's encouraging you to make purchases. Like you have to browse items, you can get food to feed your dog, um, by making purchases and sharing it with other people who will also compulsively shop. But the thing about the game, or whatever you call it, because it's really not a game, is you can get discounts. So if you're gonna buy shit on SHEIN anyway, like me, like I buy a lot of pet supplies on there, I buy some home things on there, and I buy clothes on there. It's worth it for you to do it, provided you don't fall into the trap of making purchases you don't want to make, right? So if you were gonna buy things anyway, like, oh, I need some more fall clothes, and I need to throw out, like I bought a bunch of fall clothes that are more harmonious with my colors because I get into color analysis, and I'm gonna get rid of the shit that is really not doable for me color wise. Oh, I need to get a new jacket for my puppy. I mean, I could pay like Amazon or Chewy and they're going to charge me a shit ton of money, or I could buy it on SHEIN. So as long as you play the game knowing I'm not going to buy shit I wouldn't already buy, it's good because you get discounts, right? So I always choose the option to get a $30 credit, and I make sure, like, don't fall for the trap to make a purchase you wasn't going to make, right? Although sometimes I am weak and I realize I'm making purchases I don't want to make, but it's still worth it in the end. Anyway, this game is hilarious because shortly, I noticed this after Trump's tariffs in the summer, they changed the graphic to be a puppy dressed in what looks like pro-American gear, but he has a CCP star festooned on his chest, which of course symbolizes the Chinese Communist Party logo, where it's the star represents the government, and then they have the four stars of the classes united under the government. So what's hilarious about this graphic is your average dumb, probably MAGA voting American looks at it and thinks it's pro-American because the puppy's wearing American shit, the Statue of Liberty. He must be in, like, I don't know, he must be in New Jersey or something. Because he's like on the fucking harbor near the fucking Statue of Liberty in the background. I don't know. And you can see the bridge in the background there. I'm not too familiar with the even though I live a few minutes from Manhattan, I'm not too familiar with the goings on of how the boroughs are connected. I'm not sure what bridge that's supposed to be. But anyway, what makes it hilarious is it's actually a mock of America. It's so funny. So right away, Americans should be questioning why the puppy is turned away from the Statue of Liberty looking toward the east, but he totally is. He's turned, if you really look at it, the Statue of Liberty's behind him, and he would be basically in like New Jersey looking toward the east, right? And where his name tag should be for his owner is the CCP star, suggesting we own you. And oh my God, the funniest shit, bro. When you feed the puppy, right? Because that's how the slot machine game, you feed him to get a reward, and they're tricking you to buy purchases. Every so often, a graphic will happen where he gets real excited, and the four stars of the people shine over his head and blind his eyes. Oh, I loved it. Because I hate America too, right? Even though I live here. So when I saw that and I realized, like, I knew right away. I mean, I didn't analyze the graphic, but I could tell, like, this is definitely some dumb. I love the patriotic puppy. Now I'm gonna buy me shit impulsively. I love Trump. I knew people like that wouldn't say it. They would just look at the top there and be like, "Oh, he's wearing American flag." with the Statue of Liberty behind him. But when I saw it, I knew, like, okay, he's turned away from the Statue of Liberty. There's no fucking way they like us. They definitely hate us. And then after I looked at it, I was like, oh, snap. They're completely insulting us. Look at that. I love it. I love it because I hate us too. We're disgusting. We're a ganglord state of shitbags. We're so evil. Everyone here is evil and disgusting, by the way. They're so antisocial. I made a whole video series yesterday how the billionaires made us aspire to be parasites, and that made us very shameless. So we're the two American cultural values right now are parasitism, entitlement, and shamelessness. What I mean by that is parasitism. The American does not care how they get wealth. The American does not care what they do. The American does not care if their behavior is sustainable long term or if they're slowly attacking and killing society. The American just cares if they get shit, right? We're completely antisocial and we aspire to be parasites. So what I mean is if somebody wants to pay you to harass rape victims, you'll totally do it. And you'll convince yourself it's fine, right? If somebody wants to pay you to round up Hispanic people, you'll convince yourself it's fine. The 50K sign-on bonus for ICE. E Everyone in America has, like, literally no civic duty, no social awareness. They will do the most ridiculously evil, antisocial things. Rape people, help rapists, stand there in your disgusting house, you 5'10" dwarf, just doing the most low-level behaviors, and you're completely shameless doing it. You'll sign up for ICE, who you damn well know is going to become the billionaire secret police, and you're shameless about it because they're giving you $50,000, right? That is not normal. I don't think because you're too American, that is not, it is not normal to not care at all what happens to your society or what you're doing in your society, provided you get a dog treat. The billionaire class made you like that. It was not natural to them. Americans used to have civic duty, pro-social spirit, and with that comes shame. I won't harass a rape victim for money. This is disgusting. I don't want rapists near me. I don't want to live across the street where rape's occurring every day. I will absolutely not join ICE, which is illiberal, destroying everything we believe in for $50,000. But let me tell you something. Nobody in America cares about these things. They are shameless. And why are they shameless? Because the billionaires made parasitism our highest goal. We know this was a project in the works since the 80s with Reagan. Greed is good. With greed is good, we escalated from whoever gets money and leaves you holding the bag is good. And a lot of our culture valorizes crime. It valorizes just like, give me the loot, give me money, I don't care, I don't give a fuck about anything. And they've been doing that since the 80s. This is not natural to us or any healthy society. There's no society on earth where you don't give a fuck what happens to anyone in your society, right? And the more society is like that, the more it is DOA, the more it is sick, and the more it's not natural. Like, there are societies on earth which are completely antisocial, but it's because they're run by gang lords. And if you look deep enough, the kind of people in charge of those countries are the patsies of the global elite. And this is what the elites want to do. The satanic billionaire elite is make every country faithless, atheist, not because they want you enlightened. Don't let them fool you with that Illuminati bullshit. They want you atheist because they want you like an animal where you don't care about anything. Because once you start caring about shit, it makes it harder for them to make you into an animal. They're giving you animal values while telling you you're enlightened and powerful, right? They'll take you from organized religion to pagan occultism, and you don't realize it's all a trick to turn you into animals. Do whatever works. They don't have a concept of morals or ethics. They don't have a concept like, oh, we need to help each other. There are some who have instincts to be pro-cooperative if it worked for them genetically, but they don't have what we have as human beings, where we can logically, consciously know my duty is to help other people. My duty is to help others in my society. And that's what they want to break down in you. And that's why they hate religion. They don't hate religion because they're enlightened. They hate religion because it makes it harder to turn you into an animal. They're trying to take everything away from you that would differentiate you from an animal. And it's not because they want to help you, it's because they want to enslave you. Just like you own a dog and you don't expect a dog to be kind or compassionate and just do its instincts. The fact dogs love us is because it's their instincts. They don't have the ability to reason like it would be wrong of me to eat those puppies. They don't have that. When dogs love you, it's because we selected them to look at a human and form a love devotion reaction. But they don't actually have the ability to think right and wrong to make choices for a pro-social behavior. They want you like that. They want you just in your animal instinct, stripped of all uniquely human traits, like religion and faith, the most primary thing that differentiates us from animals. It doesn't matter. God isn't real. What it represents is the ability to think what you're doing and if it's right or wrong for the good of the group, right? They want to take that from you. They want to turn you into an impulsive animal just doing anything. And they'll say you're enlightened and powerful that way. Above all else, they want you aspiring to be a parasite. And the reason you aspire to be a parasite is you've been stripped of all uniquely human values, where you can think, is this right? Is this wrong? So you become something like a parasite. They want you not caring if you're living near rape. They want you not caring if you're working for ICE and abducting people in a scapegoat plot, and the scapegoat plot exists so the white flyover chuds aren't scared of the ICE axis growing to become a billionaire secret police. For now, they're doing this nonsense, but it's just to make the people, the masses, the low masses, who are mostly white flyover state chuds, feel comfy, in fact, happy that the billionaires are building this surveillance state that can harass people, and they're setting a standard. It's okay. They want you not giving a fuck. There's some people being raped near you. They want you not giving a fuck about anything. And once you don't give a fuck about anything, you become shameless because without a sense of right or wrong, ethics or morals, social civic duty, when all that's taken from you and they're telling you you're enlightened now, then they've taken your organized religion and replaced it with occultism, something more primitive that's less moral and ethical. They tell you you're enlightened and smart now. Now you're an animal. Now you're just like a dog they own. Just like a dog can't say it's wrong to eat that person. A German Shepherd wearing a canine vest can't think, wait, am I going to bite him? Like, is this right? Like, they want you like that. You become a slave now. They pat you in the head until you're a smart, special, enlightened boy. And you look at your life. What are you doing? You're living in a shack near rape and you're happy about it because you're an animal. You can only think like, whatever gets me shit is good. And you make it real. You use your human brain that's supposed to be used for social organization, cooperation, and doing better is now oriented to the same thing a dog or a cat. Whatever feeds me is good, and I'll make it good. And somewhere else, somebody's joining ICE, and they make it true. Well, they broke laws. They didn't become citizens the right way. And they're just saying all this themselves because they want the $50,000. They want you like a fucking animal. And once you become an animal, stripped of your human ability to care about shit, to have faith in shit, to believe in shit, to do better, to make choices using your logic, what's right and wrong with values, once you don't have that no more, and it's like whoever puts a cookie in your mouth is good and right, and you use that brain to justify it, now you become shameless. And everywhere you look, society will be descending into a sewer, and you are acting like something like the human equivalent of giardia because you're just a parasite now. Your whole value set is whatever gives me shit is right, and so when you passively enable the parasitic elites to destroy your society. And here's the thing, you're not a water parasite. You're a human, and your human brain's supposed to be working for social cooperation and doing things for the group. So because you've chosen to live like Giardia, because it's socially normal now, because they've been promoting these values, first greed is good, and then leaving someone holding the bag is good, you will go down the sewer with everyone else. You're too stupid to see that. And that's why they like stupid, impulsive people, because they can completely pervert their values to parasitism, never know they're doing it, because the religious brain that's supposed to be, God doesn't want me to do that. That same thing they can't shake because it's intrinsic to them as an average human. is now being oriented to whatever gives me money is right. And so you don't even know you've become a parasite. You have a religion of parasitism now, and you don't even know it. You're just, your brain is just this machine that justifies the lowest inhuman instincts, antisocial instincts, into justice, and you don't even know what happened. And that's the person they love the most because you're the most easy to control. And once that happens to you, and you're now an American who converts whatever gets me money is right, and I'm using my religious brain not to take my teaching since childhood of right and wrong and what's good for the group and society, but to this confabulation machine where anything that gets me money is actually good. Now you're shameless. Now the concept of shame and decency and pro-social behavior is gone from you. And the whole while you never knew any of this happened to you. But the elites love you because you're the biggest slave. You're a average, you'd be a mid-tier person who, if you were conditioned in a healthy society, you would be pro-social because you taught to you and you'd have religious faith values to promote that behavior. But because they got to you and the culture of America got to you, your new religion is parasitism. Your brain is now instead of the imagination of myths to do good and better, your brain is now a machine that is using myth, religion, faith, and delusion to convert any antisocial degenerate act into a good thing, actually. And they love people like you because you'll destroy your own society. You won't even know you're doing it. You won't even know I'm living like a parasite now. And as your actions function like a critical burden of maturing giardia cysts until the host shits diarrhea into a sewer, you won't even know that's what the net effect of all your actions are, and you'll be in the fucking toilet too. And unlike a real water parasite, unlike a human being, it could just affect someone again. You only have one society, so you're so stupid. The reason we have this human brain to be programmed into a faith, a spirituality, a group identity, is because when we're led by healthy leaders who care about the society, that's necessary to get you to do the right thing. But when you've been hijacked by parasites for decades, they can hijack your human machinery to make you function, and your religion is parasitism now, and you're so stupid you don't realize you depend on society, unlike a real parasites. When they get shit out into the toilet, they're happy because when the host gets the diarrhea from the critical burden of their parasitism, that just means they can affect more hosts. But you're not a real parasite. You're just a human who's been brainwashed to become one. So if you make the host sick and the social equal of diarrhea happens where everything's breaking down and antisocial, you're fucked. You can't infect another society. But you know who can infect another society? The very top, because they have all the resources and all they do is go around acting something like a parasite, making the society sick. But you on the bottom, you are not them. And you'll be in the pile of diarrhea with no one else to infect. No other society do this to. Anyway, I went on a tangent. So, like I said, I love that SHEIN's making fun of us. I love they depicted the dumbass dog with a name tag of the CCP government. And every time he jumps, because you're playing the slot machine game, his eyes are covered with the classes of the people, and they're growing bigger as he's turned away from the Statue of Liberty looking to the east. I love it because I hate our country and I hate these people. They're disgusting. I'm like the only pro-social person in America. For real. Like somebody like me, where I don't aspire to be rich at any cost, I can't justify doing anything for benefits. I'm not like that. I want this country to fail. The dream of America I love. The idea that liberal freedom, rights, and human rights, I love all that. But it's been hijacked by parasites, so it needs to lose, right? And even though China is authoritarian, they're like, honestly, at this point, the CCP is closer to the ideals of America than we are. Yeah, they care about their society, they care about their people, they care what happens. We are hijacked by parasites who just go from country to country infecting things and creating diarrhea, and then they do it again. And they want the societies looking like diarrhea because that makes it easy to them to do whatever they want. And you can't do anything now that you helped your society become a pile of diarrhea. You had these dreams, you'd be up there infecting societies with them when you were just flushing yourself into a toilet because you're not a parasite, you're a human being. They can function like parasites because they have control of the resources to live as parasites. You don't. Every time they trick you that you're going to be with them, unless you really, really have a reason to think you are, like you're a hacker and they need you to, like, when they start normalizing brain chips at birth, you can hack into them and change behavior. Unless you have a skill like that, where you are reasonably secure, they won't shit you into the sewer. If your job is like hating Hispanics or hating white women, you're willing to agree you're Nazis and stand there with your dog while she's raped. If that's your job, you're getting in the sewer. They're just tricking you because they don't like again, they're parasites. They hate everyone. They're anti-human. They may look like human beings, but they're complete parasites. And you're such a shitty piece of shit. Even though you're poor and weak, you're nothing. You join these parasite cults like MAGA or whatever the fuck they named my cult. I called it Google Justice Cult. You're so stupid you joined a cult like that. And you don't realize you're being tricked. Right? They don't need you and they hate everyone. They have no concept of love, no concept of compassion. There's literally videos of elites saying stuff like human rights are basically something we made up, but it's not real. This is how they think. They hate humanity. They look at you. You know how you look at like a dog or a cat and you'll feel any need to help it because you're a compassionless beast. You know how like if you see a sick cat, you just shove it in the garbage can near you because you're an animal. That's how they look at you. You know that lack of compassion you have to non-human creatures, and you only have compassion to humans because when you were born, you were brainwashed into it. But you don't have any natural compassion. You're not really as human as I am. So I have compassion even when like everyone else says it's not necessary. I have compassion when people normalize stuff like abusing animals. I know that's wrong and I will fight against it. You only have the compassion taught to you because you are a religious brain. So you need, if your society is healthy, you'll be a pro-social person. If your society is sick, you'll be an anti-social person. They can easily brainwash you into parasite cult because you don't have as much of a human innateness as I do, where I don't need a religious set of instructions. I have the capacity to think and deviate. And I'm also compassionate, empathetic. So if I see real suffering and pain, I will always stand up against it. You don't have that. You just you're amoral. But and most humans are like you. But if the society is healthy, you'll be mostly pro-social because you will be programmed into a religious, spiritual set of behaviors that promote pro-social behavior. But since society's been hijacked by parasites and they've programmed you into parasitism, you can easily become a parasite too, right? So I'm trying to get you to see, you know how you don't feel anything when you see an animal dying because you don't have any natural compassion? All of your compassion was taught to you at birth. And as you've grown, the cultures become more parasitic and celebrating parasite values. So you also can easily become parasitic and apathetic to human suffering now too. Um, yeah, they look at all humans that way. So I want you to imagine the lack of concern you feel when you see a cat suffering, unlike me. I know you feel nothing. I know it's very easy for you to shove them in a garbage can. Just know this, that's how they look at you. They don't have any compassion for any people. They look at you as an animal. You can see people like Emily Dees making jokes. Every time she's talking to the people and not other elites she calls immortal. She'll always make these jokes where she's behaving like a child and talking about animals. Like whenever, because Emily Dean's, I don't know how high up in the Satan Club she is. I'm pretty sure she's a CIA agent, but she's basically this gifted kid who really didn't do anything in her life. But since birth, she was told she's a parasite should own the world. Um, and so her behavior is very different when talking to other people. She polarizes immortal elites versus like the regulars. So on her Darth account, she's talking to the regulars mostly. And you see this over and over. Whenever she's talking to regulars, she'll speak like a child, suggesting you're stupid and don't think. And she'll also evoke animals, but she'll frame it as like you like animals, but you can tell in her mind she's thinking, I look at you like you look at animals. I look at all of you the same. That's how they look at you, like an animal, right? And they only view other elites as real people. I just want you to know that. That's why they're not going to help you. They look at you as something to use. They don't like you. They hate you. They disrespect you. The idea that it's preposterous that you couldn't have rights. Meanwhile, you're taking it from other people and they're setting it up. All of it's to trick you into a parasite cult so that you'll destroy your own society. And now you have no bargaining power because you helped destroy your own society because they brainwashed you into a religion of parasitism. And your moral actions are entirely contingent on your religious brainwashing. That's the real reason they hate religion. It's not because they want to enlighten. It's not because it's wrong. It's not because God doesn't exist. It's because if they take that away from you, they can put in its place being a parasite is actually good. And then you can use your religious brain machinery to justify every parasitic act is okay. You can't do that if you have a religion programmed in there that's meant to be pro-social and keep the society firm from being exploited by these people. That's the real reason they hate religion. That's the real reason they take all religion from people. And that's the real reason they're higher level people they brainwash into this insane religion of Satanism, where they worship themselves. So the normal being a parasite is good, actually fascism is good, actually they put to the bottom. For their higher level slaves who think they're free and with them too, they make them actually worship Satan and themselves so that they're completely antisocial now. Yeah, so I want America to lose for these reasons. I love the dream of America, but it's basically something like a raccoon with end stage canine distemper, end stage parvo. We have end stage parvo. We are a raccoon twitching on the ground, and the only thing you could do is put it down because we'll just infect other species who can contract canine parvo, and they'll die too. That is us. And that is why I want China to win. Not because I hate America, the dream of America, but because we if you've ever seen an animal with an end stage rabies or parvo, the only thing you can do is put it down because one, it's too far gone, its nervous system is completely destroyed, and the longer it's in that state, the more it can infect other animals that can catch that virus, right? My dog, I had this scare the other day where I saw a raccoon. I wasn't sure if it was rabies or distemper or what, or poisoning, but my dog sniffed it before I knew what it was, and I was like, holy shit. Fortunately, my dogs are vaccinated against both rabies and canine parvovirus, so they're okay. But other animals aren't. And, because I'm so limited, I couldn't do anything about it. I had this urge, like, I should call somebody, but it's just like when I saw the squirrel in the park. What they've done to me, I can't be the high functioning society member. I really am, right? These people are low functioning parasite brains. They don't do anything. They just want shit, and they're willing to destroy their society and substantiate any antisocial act to get shit. But I'm the opposite. I have more human behaviors than they do. I don't need to be programmed into a cultural myth to do the right thing. And I naturally want to do good, right? So, because of my situation, I couldn't do anything about it. But somebody must have called the next day, and I saw a event that said TNR. So I went out to talk to them because I was like, oh, maybe they offer TNR services. And even though I was looking for this, I couldn't find it. So when I went out there, I discovered they were taking away the raccoon. He was still there. And I spoke to the guy. I don't know what his role is or what his training is, but he was handling the raccoon. I assume he has some kind of training with helping animals. And he said, oh, we think it's parvo. And I was like, shit. Because I know raccoons are canids, and so the parvo they would have would be trimmed as little dogs, which is true. But and of course he confirmed, it's like, yeah, there's no funding for trap and release. Nobody cares. I was like, yeah, I know, we're all evil, especially in this place, Bayonne. So fucking evil. They made Bayonne worse. Like, they switched from like regressive Catholic abuse to like complete antisocial exploiters from all over the country and the world. So we went from having a trap and release program and some compassion for animals, because even though Bayonne was a Catholic shithole, because of the Catholic values, they did have some help for animals. So we went from that, from like complete antisocial parasites, where they literally kick animals in the face and shove them in garbage, right? So there's now zero funding for helping animals, and it's completely normal. So just neglected, abused animals everywhere. Like as if we were run by gang lords who so perverted the society, everyone's an antisocial monster. Like that, there are some countries like that because they're run by gangs, and that's what Bayonne is like now. So there's literally nothing for the animals. And if you try, like if you're like me and you're compassionate, and even though everyone has hurt you, you try to help these animals, they literally will get vets who are all in the, because they're antisocial too, to just be like, whatever gets me shit is right. And they'll abuse the animals. You think I'm fucking with you. There's this little dwarf. He lives somewhere around here. And they hired him at the vet I was going to. And he was literally being very cruel to my cat. Like, Bayonne went from like, we're fucked up in a Catholic way, so we easily abuse outsiders, but we do have some quaint pro social values from our religious training to no, our only value is parasitism. Whatever gets us shit is right. Whatever doesn't get us shit, we can abuse, kick, it doesn't fucking matter. And that's how Bayonne is now, right? They literally made it worse by harvesting these disgusting monsters. These I call them, they're subhumans. What if you don't have any pro-social values, if you have no compassion, you're not human. You're a subhuman. And they organize these people into a culture of parasitism. And so now Bayonne looks like a devolving country that's run by a warlord gang. I'm mentioning this for a reason. That is why I want China to win. We basically are the equal to a dying raccoon with parvo. The society is too sick. They were too successful taking away our religion, our culture, our human tendency to be programmed into some kind of pro-social values where things matter besides what you get, human shit, and it was replaced with a cult of parasitism, and now we're like a dying society as a result. Shameless as well as parasite is the highest value, and it's going to become a pile of diarrhea as a result. So given that's the case, I can only hope for it to lose, because China is not infected with this disease, right? They actually have strong pro-social national values. They care about the people in their society. And of course, they're not perfect, right? Everyone knows they're authoritarian. Everyone knows they deny human rights. Everyone knows they abuse people. But they actually care what kind of society, what's being done, if they're ascending or descending. They care about. Look, we don't. Everyone's a fragmented parasite trying to kick a cat, a dog, a human in the face for a handout. That society can't last. It's going to devolve when nobody gives a fuck and everyone's just trying to get shit for themselves. Everyone will lose in the end. And we can see it happening. We can see it happening in real time. And that's why I want America to lose. We have end stage parvo of society. And China has the most hope at this point. It might be technically true. They use their asset, Russia, to poison us like this. But what difference does it make? We're poisoned. We're sick. Doesn't matter if they did it to us. They won. And I was originally going to tell a joke. If you go on SHEIN, you'll see they sell these funny shirts to appeal to stupid Americans. Like, I saw this shirt and it said, "From the window to the walls, I'm about to deck these halls." And I was thinking to myself, like, that's good, but they need to hire an English speaking creative. And I bet you they get a lot of people, because creatives hate America most of all. Because they're creative, they can think differently, and they can see what's going on the most. So they'd be the most likely to take that job. and how they could phrase this better. And I was like, that should be phrased like from the window to the walls till the merry decks off these halls. That'd be funnier because it would more ping the song and the rhyme scheme while still superimposing Christmas decorating over it. And like they could totally advertise on LinkedIn. American native English speaker wanted with some writing or creative talent to create merchandise to sabotage America. I'd fucking I'm sure a lot of people would want that job. Specifically because they want America to lose. Like, oh yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you make fun of your slogans with my mastery of English, American English. Sheen, you're missing out on opportunity. Creatives hate America most of all and are most likely to accept the only way is revolution at this point. We're too sick and we'll help you.